everybody? Welcome to Silent Podcast, a place where everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we're back to talk Fear Factor, House of Fear, with the House of Silence crew. With me, as always, is one of my co-hosts, Cheyenne New. Cheyenne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent, Isaiah. So happy to see you and to chat about this next episode. For those just listening, my name today is Blake's Cheyenne at Cheyenne.
There we go. And then we also got Ganja, the Dank. Ganja, what's going on?
Okay, what's going on? Also very excited. The gameplay sparked up a little bit. We got to see somebody, try to make a move and actually make a move or try to, we saw decisions being made, and that's what we like. So I'm excited to talk about this episode.
There you go. For anyone who is listening for the first time or watching or whatever you're doing, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you're listening on our audio platforms, you can rate it 5 stars only. If you don't like what you're hearing, don't rate it all. And wait till you hear something that you do like. We want you to come back. But we are talking about Fear Factor. Like the usual format that we've been doing, we're going to talk about the episode a little bit. We're going to highlight specific players, and then we're going to rank them. And then we're going to get out of here. Okay, so first things first, guys. Because I'm sure there's a lot to say about a lot of these players. Let's just get through the nitty gritty real quick. How do we feel about this episode? Is this episode keeping up with the first two for you guys?
I think it got better. I think it got better because you gotta ease your way into it. You gotta dip your toe in the water a little bit. Sometimes you can't just jump in. If it's sharks in there, alligators about to bite you, or a snake or anything crazy. So you gotta ease into it. So I feel like I don't want to say it's too early to start making full alliances and making deals because you want that to happen. But somebody had to strike, and I'm happy it was Lance. Let's get it.
How are you, Cheyenne?
Yeah, definitely improved. I'm now excited to watch the episode tonight. I think there's an element of two sides makes the show, whether it's Big Brother, sometimes the trainers, but just about any show where there's two sides to root for, it's very fun. We have the almost Mormon, Ethan, Christine, and then they're kind of pulling Zach in there. Then we have Lance, Blake, you know what I'm saying, Damien. There's a whole nother crew. And so I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was entertained. I think the fun part, oh my goodness, sorry. The fun part with this group is that at first I felt like it was going to go down a Big Brother-ish way where it was like a majority of lines just kind of calling the shots, everyone kind of being afraid to do what they want to do. And I think that this episode was the perfect starter to show you that no, since it's not a vote out game, we're all going to do what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? I mess with that. I think that there's going to be blood and fights coming up. I'm starting to see why certain outbursts happen on the season preview. And I'm here for the war, so that's great. Cheyenne, how did you feel about this episode's challenges in comparison to the other ones?
I do not care about this challenge. My two things this episode is I feel like two people really fumbled from where we were watching the show from, and I'm thinking now that this could have been King Lance's season, because from episode 1 he was already in with the winners. Episode 2 he was still keeping it low key, but he had a little spout, a little pop off. And then this episode he's playing both sides. He's pretending he's shocked by Blake making his drag them to hell. Actually, that's my favorite part of the challenge, the drag them to hell. That was a cute twist.
I like it better. I think it makes more intrigue of the game. You can't just rest on just winning or throwing specific people in. That's boring. And I'm happy Fear Factor at least started through to be okay, we're going to change it up and let it be a little more electric, because now there's stakes and it threw the whole game off, and I think that's good for the players.
Agree, and I do think that it's making at least the elimination portion of it a lot more interesting because I do think there's a little bit of strategy going into that as well. Obviously we saw last week Zach kind of like lie about certain fears, and then he completely like blew everybody out the water. So I do think that it's fun to see the strategy kind of being implemented in the selections. The first challenge that they usually is like, all right, whatever, like I it's kind of like filler. But obviously I understand the importance because they need to choose who is making the selections and all that. But
I'm still bullish on the fact that 6 people was up for elimination, but I think shows like when there's only select people to choose from. So like on a TV standpoint, but I do feel like the challenge was cement. I'm not scared of that. Like it was just working together to pull some fucking rides out.
Yeah,
I did think Tyler was tripping. One picking lands last and trying to like openly admit to her faults by letting him be on there like it was actually her choice to leave him off or not. So it's kind of like a little weird. But I also feel like she shouldn't have volunteered herself. So it's just it was like a lot going on in that challenge. And I actually did feel like it created drama, obviously, because you've seen what happened.
I think Tyler was being really, really sweet and detrimental to her game, that Lance blew it out of the water. He was like, "You're gonna be nice to me."
It was a little too sweet though, and I when I say it's a little too sweet,
I'll take it.
I feel like
that up.
There's 5 other people to choose from, and you're going to sacrifice yourself for specifically Lance. It's like you're not saying you like exactly like Lance said, like you're not sacrificing yourself for the team, you're sacrificing yourself for me, and I thought that was a little weird. I do feel like it may have not warranted getting a whole the nuke sent on her, but like. We can like fully talk about that like when we talk about the people, but
I was going to say let's real quick let's talk about him now while with Cheyenne carrying on. Let's start with Tyler. We'll go ahead, Cheyenne.
Well, okay, the thing is that I was going to say before even, so Lance goes after Tyler in front of Zach and Rodney. We know that Zach is a troublemaker and that Rodney's just probably going to go with whatever the white guy says. So to do that in front of Zach, Rodney, and then Ethan and Dita are going to go comfort her. And it's just like the vitriol that he had for someone who literally was just like, I picked you last and I don't want you to feel like you were any less to me than anyone else. Then I'll be like, okay, white woman.
I feel you, and I will say I feel like you need to have some kind of target. It seemed like Lance is going to have a lot of targets, and a lot of people probably going to want to go for him at one point. And I think Tyler is somebody like the first 2 episodes, she got off scot-free from putting people up, and I think Lance never got over that because I think everybody else caught smoke except for her. So I think he kind of just, like I said, I don't want to say a nuke need to be dropped on her how it was, but I do feel like pulling out stops to get a target out, especially somebody that's insulated, is a good move.
So the way I read the room, y'all can tell me if you read it differently. I think she was actually being very genuine with her reasoning. Like I didn't feel like it was two-faced, but I can also see how it's perceived as two-faced. But with that being said, major mistake for like offering yourself up as like some kind of like sacrificial lamb. Like obviously there is good karma, and if it's just pulled off correctly, this is a good strategy if it works, but it's so risky to the point that you got to hope the person that's taking the fall, like Blake, is actually willing to do it. We did see like a whole army of people behind Tyler. This was very interesting, and I wasn't mad at the move, but Tyler's allies didn't apply enough pressure, in my opinion, to really like hammer this home. Like if they picked a different person, maybe I think that they would have been very successful, but they picked a very strategic person.
They were too comfortable.
Like Blake. Yeah, exactly.
Way too comfortable.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was thinking that they actually did not offer Blake enough. they didn't offer him much at all, really.
Yeah.
I think that Blake was ready to play hard, and he was like, Lance is pretty much the only person who's ever talked anything to me. Lance even gave him advice earlier in the episode, being like, don't play it too excited. I know you're ready to play, but let's not go crazy with it. I mean, he does go crazy with it.
Okay. No, I feel it. And I don't know if Tyler was giving off any type of vibes even to Blake, for Blake to even want to be in this position to take her out. And it's like he didn't just want to survive. He really wanted to take her out with the choices that he made in that challenge. Where I'm carrying the dead rat. I actually feel like it's crazy that rat didn't count for him, but whatever. He ended up getting back and doing it. But I do feel like him picking Rodney and Rob was a choice because he was flirting with disaster in the game, literal dragging him to hell. He was flirting with death in the game, and he almost went home. So I think it was something that potentially is a net positive no matter what, but it determines how much they really gonna be mad at him. Like, please, he chose somebody in the game that they didn't want him to choose. Y'all gonna be that mad? Get over it.
Right. It did feel like almost like oh, go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead.
I just feel like before we get to elimination, we're kind of messing some of the terrible gameplay from everyone.
Yeah.
Lance going after Tyler in front of everyone. Okay, I get like Gonjo saying that it's good to identify a target. Great. Even though we already know he doesn't like Rob. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And then he tells Blake, hey, we're not going to show that we're too close. Then why wouldn't okay. And then Ethan is like, you know what? I took psychology 101 and we're
Machiavellian
afraid of us. Who are we? What are we doing here?
It was Lance taking advantage of a lot of people playing bad, truthfully. That's really what it was. And it's good for Lance, but like that's really what it was. Like you said, a lot of people making mistakes. And like I said before, Blake should not have been so eager to do it. I get it, but like it was way too eager on my part.
I feel like go ahead.
Why did the two black women offer to rub his feet?
I got one for you, got the other one. Come on.
It was bad, bro.
Because Damien would have been done in that challenge. And they know that.
Yeah, I was gonna run it back to what you were saying earlier about the bad gameplay. So Ethan, it was Ethan and oh god, I keep forgetting the light skinned dude's name. Yeah.
Dita, yeah.
They with the whole fear tactic, there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion, but there's a certain nuance you need to go about it. Like if you're going to scare someone, you need to scare someone with like guaranteed, like we're going to work with you. Like first of all, if you really want to work with someone, do not threaten them. That's one. Two, don't say we might have a chance to like look out for you and crap. No, are you in an alliance or are you just gonna look out for me? And then like you're basically outing that you're in an alliance, like, oh yeah, we want to bring you in, like we're gonna try to look out for you. You didn't even say look out for you. We're gonna try to look out for you. And if not, we're gonna come after you. It's crazy. I wouldn't want to work with you either, you know? And I think this whole cast has really been underestimating Blake because had it not been for Lance on episode 1, Blake would have been right down there in the bottom too that first round. So it's like sometimes you need to kind of like step up to guys like these, like Ethan and Rob, and it's just like, listen, this is not how the season's gonna run, bro. You know? Okay. So yeah.
No, that's so real, and I actually forgot that happened. Like, because I watched this last week, and because it was so much heinous things happening in the episode, I was just focused on like the Blake going in, right? I forgot he said that to Blake, and I also was like, what is going on here? Are people okay? Like, it's not like, so you're telling me, I'm not saying I hate when people do this, but when I watch people do this, I'm like, who falls for this? When somebody offers you a future spot in the alliance, but you have to sacrifice yourself before you get there, who in the hell are you talking to? That's how I look at it. Like, so that was nuts. All across the board, them being so once we talk about the elimination, them being so mad, like you screwed yourself. I'm like, bro, what? Who was he supposed to choose? Let me know, like, please.
He took their mother.
Yo.
Are you gonna ruin a family?
Oh, don't do that again. I'm not. I can't sit through another show of some fake family.
But this is a single. This is a single mom with 2 boys. Okay, 2 teenage boys.
Interracial children.
Come on, Gandhi.
I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so tired of this trope with these alliances. Like, get out of here, bro. Please.
Oh my god.
Blake does have
Oh,
reason
man.
because it's like Blake's reason. I'm not gonna pick my other 3 teammates.
Okay. Like, what did you want him to do? I'm sorry. Like, did you like think about it? They wanted to say, we're gonna throw you in and pick these people. Like, I just don't get it. They offered him nothing and they expected everything in return.
I just love how with this show, it's really taking these people like Zach and Blake, who in traditional reality TV, easy first boots. Like, these guys are just like out of here, and then like the cool kids clubs are usually like the ones running. This show is like doing the opposite. They're like, hell no, we're not doing that. Like, you're gonna have to earn your way to get me out of here, and I really do mess with that. So I will give that a 1 up. This is my favorite episode so far this season for that matter. But let's start talking tier list because there's a couple people we have to adjust. So let's real quick, Tyler, number 2 on our list, dropping all the way down to the bottom. So we dropped the ball.
That's a sad day.
To do this to us all. But because Johnny Knoxville is not on the tier list, we must address something about that man.
Okay.
And he's been trying to go more into the trader route of like supporting the faithfuls. You guys can do this. Face your fear. But he's very obviously reading off of a teleprompter.
Yeah.
He sounds so robotic, doing his best to sound sincere. It's hilarious.
And he don't care about none of this. He got to check.
But he was like, wait, Tyler, you know that you're the leader and you're not going to be safe, right? Right? Okay.
Everything he said to her sounded like a script. He was like, well, what am I supposed to say to this broad?
But also, are you correct? Like, I'm happy he clocked her on it. Like, even if it was on a teleprompter, are you sure that you want to be the person that's off? Okay, have fun.
All right.
Okay, let's start with. Can we start with Ethan?
Y'all want to do top? So you want to do top and the bottom? Okay, so why not? Ganjo, you seem very eager to give your Ethan discourse. So
I just need to drop him out of A. He just got to go out of A. Okay. I don't care where he goes. That is my first thought. I cannot reward that. That crazy deal he gave to Blake. I can understand him wanting to protect Tyler, but this whole round, Lance ran circles around him. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, okay, I can't have him in A if you're going to get ran like that. And you lost one of your closest allies. So hell no, you down. And I'm probably going to end up roping Ethan and Dita together wherever they go. I'm okay.
So here's me and China. You can tell me if you disagree. First of all, I agree with Ganjo. I don't think anyone deserves to be A currently. I'm not going to lie. I think everyone. This is a very chaotic house. I will say that. I could be wrong, but that's just me. I will drop Ethan down. Unfortunately, even though he does have a lot of bad gameplay here, he still is in a somewhat of a conglomeration in the house. He did lose a very important number. I don't know specifically where I'm going to keep him. I just know, like Ganjo, I would drop him down to B. And Shiny, you could tell us if you have a different option, but like what I would do is put him top of B and then naturally let the list do its thing. Yeah. And if he gets higher or lower, that's what happens. But that's how I'm feeling.
So I'm going to say that we're grading on a curve, obviously. And I ask, what could Ethan have done to up the grade?
So to me, not even to up the grade, to stay in A, all he had to do was not have that horrible negotiation with Blake. Like for me, he could have pulled it off if he just actually offered him an alliance, even if it wasn't like sincere, right? 2, not threaten the guy with this horrible plan saying we're going to come after you if you don't do what we tell you to do, and we'll maybe protect you in this alliance where you're definitely going to be at the bottom, may I say. 3, expose his alliance and tell everybody, oh yeah, Tyler's like my mom, so like we need to protect it. And then 4, have a public outburst about it after the decision was made for the whole cast to hear. Even Lance said, "Oh, I just heard them talking crazy." Like out your whole game. So now everybody knows who you're working with.
Okay.
You got people who are going to come after you now, and now everybody knows that this little group who just lost an important number is there. Like, this is them ride or die versus everybody else. I think he really lost a lot of stock, but I don't think he's in a bad position. I still think there's people in this house who can go before him. That's why I'm not dropping them crazy. I'm just taking them out of A. I think A and S is for like people who are like killing it. I think he had a really bad episode.
If it was possible, I would put him on the lowest A. I'd put him at a light A, but there's only one person in A, and I kind of think that Ethan's still in the best spot in the house. Okay. And he has 2 sleeper cells that were ignored in D list. He has 2 D list sleeper cells. He has 2 B list shooters. You know what I'm saying? He has no ops.
He does have.
He might have ops now.
Like 2 of them actually.
Okay.
His name.
He don't know that Lance is his full op, but like he has Lance as an op. Like he just don't know.
But Lance has not talked anything about Ethan.
Well, he did say, I'm going to fake join the crowd, but I'm keeping my eyes open in his confessional. And then also, Blake, I feel like Blake obviously would know or hear, at least from Lance. Obviously, we don't know yet, but I would assume Lance would tell Blake, this is what they were saying when you made that decision. You got to look out for these people, you know? So, that's just me.
I say drop him to B and let's see what happens with everybody else.
Yeah, that's what the consensus would be, I suppose.
But look, could be raised. I just think it's crazy that the 2 people who were in our A tier last week, one's out and one got dropped. That's so great. That's how chaotic this house is, you know? Shine, how do you feel about Dita?
I would honestly put him behind Jaylene at this point. Still B, but I wouldn't say he's up there anymore.
Yeah, why would you say that?
A C. I don't know. I might put him top of C.
I'm not just gonna drop him. I don't think he needs to go that far. Because I think if we smacking Dita with all of this, it's kind of like Ethan get this. They were twins they were literally twins in this episode, and they did the exact same thing, and they worked together. So like it's kind of like I think they're kind of paired up in that sense. I do agree with we didn't get much Jaylene, but she stayed out all the smoke, like all the smoke. So that's pretty important when it comes to you may not be super aligned with everybody, but you're also not on the top of the list for everybody else.
I think Dita and Ethan are kind of conjoined because they both are participating in that conversation. Obviously, we didn't see everything, but Dita seemed to be very present and involved, right? That being said, I actually see myself putting at least one person above the both of them, and that person is actually in that alliance. I'll get to that person in a second, but
I'll put 2 people if we're gonna do that.
Maybe 2. We'll see. But
I
don't. Go ahead. The way I feel about Dita, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
The way I feel about Dita and Ethan, I feel like they're both going to drop naturally. I'm just saying that. I will put both of them next to each other, and I really, me personally, see them dropping lower on this list.
And whenever it's a solo person, because it's probably going to be 1 or 2 people choosing a group of people, they're going to put Ethan and Dita in against each other every time. Like they're not going to not go in against each other. So
to be fully transparent, like I would put Dita behind Jaylene right now. That's why I would like. That's where I would have her.
So keep Ethan in front and just put her behind Jaylene.
What are you saying?
If you look at the couple, everyone could make a choice between Ethan and Dita, and I just highly doubt that many people are choosing Dita over Ethan.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Man,
I would drop him down.
That's a white
I would drop
privilege
him down.
thing, okay? Because they the same person. I swear they the same person. And I know exactly what you're talking about. But this is also Dita's fault. I feel like Dita is aligning himself with specific people. And it seems like he's not that connected to a Damien, to a Danielle, to a Lance, to a Blake.
I think all his eggs is in his basket.
All his eggs are over here. And that's why they were so mad and irritated. Like, if she go home, that's just somebody that should just go home. Even if you are pissed, don't say it out loud. So I agree. I will actually put him behind Danielle. We talking about forget just.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine with me. I wouldn't put him in C yet because I'm very iffy about the house structure right now. But that's what I'm saying. I'm down to drop him.
Yeah,
I'm down to drop him. All right. So I'm assuming Shine, you're cool that you want him as low as possible.
I mean, he should go behind Lance at least.
He's going to go behind Lance. Yeah, sure, you can do it right now. It's going to happen.
That was a fact. No, he was.
Yeah. Naturally, or if we did it now or late, it was going to happen regardless. Yeah. It doesn't matter. All right. Chelsea, how do you feel about Chelsea? Cheyenne.
No thoughts, brain empty. Is she even doing anything?
Yeah, she linked up with them, right? She a part of that little conglomerate.
But was she with them or was she with
Tyler? No screen time.
Because I think she's leading the women's brigade.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could both be like a force, but also easily how do I say, flipped on. I can see both sides being like, well, Chelsea said.
She gave me Jaylene. She gave me they're how I look at Ethan and Dita. I kind of feel like Chelsea and Jaylene are kind of in a similar spot on opposite sides of the house.
Okay.
Because I think Jaylene is I think is going to be closer to the Rob and Danielle side, and I think Chelsea's
priority too.
You said what?
So Chelsea's priority too.
Chelsea not priority. She's just working with the guys. It's only Jaylene.
So they're not the same.
No, I'm saying they're similar spots in the game. That's how I look at it. But
I mean, me personally, I'm putting Chelsea behind Jaylene because I think Jaylene at least has some proven fighting her from that one challenge, as well as she's in some kind of structure. And I forget, is Rob still simping for her?
I think they still cool, but they not
they got something going on. I don't
know if they super locked in.
Yeah, so I mean, she has some numbers, So Chelsea, in comparison to Jaylene, as far as what we've seen, isn't as connected. That's where I'm at. But I mean, I haven't seen enough of Chelsea to make any crazy changes with her yet.
Yeah, I put Jaylene in front of her.
Have y'all been watching season? Yeah, we've been watching season. We're not at you yet, Lance. We're not done yet. I'm crying. Anyway, so Chelsea is going to drop. There you go.
Okay, bet.
All right. Next is Danielle Gonjo.
Sorry.
Jay with her reason. I think not. Well, listen, we go get back. Gonjo, what do you feel about Danielle right now?
I like Danielle. I like her position. I think she's sandwiched in between. Don't fight me, but she's sandwiched between Rob and Lance at this point. We know that she has a relationship with Rob, and Lance also wants to work for her. So if she wants to keep fostering a good relationship with Rob, inadvertently, if Lance is working her on the other side, both of them might be scrapping at each other, but they're never going to target her in the crossfire at this point. So I would actually put Danielle behind Ethan.
Danielle behind, really?
Because I feel like she's doing more than what Jaylene is doing. I feel like I think she
right now.
Sorry, are we on Jaylene right now?
No, we're on.
We're on. Oh, we skipped Jaylene.
Yeah, we can come back.
We'll come back to her. Anyway, go ahead. Here's my thing, and this is maybe very one-sided. Look at the eliminated players list right now, and look what is the single factor that we're seeing here. They're really knocking all the women out, which is crazy. I am actually fearful with the structure of this game that like they are actually, I'm not gonna say at a disadvantage, but like I feel like this is like the easy pickings right now almost, where like
for right now. But I
right.
think I don't want to cut you off, but I really
There you
think
go.
since Lance and Blake made that move, and now Dita and Ethan are a little shaken, I think people are going to realize, all right, yeah, there's 3 women that just went out. If the next person that wins is probably going to throw the other 4 guys in, no matter what, like whoever they're not linked up with, everybody else is going in. I think because I think the girls, not saying they're weak or anything, but I just feel like all the girls have been going home. So eventually the guys are going to start getting macho and like, all right, we got to big dog this, because they not all work with each other, especially Blake and Ethan. So like if they want to get each other out, sending a girl in it doesn't seem like it's going to be the top priority. I feel like they're going to start throwing guys in. My opinion, if I was in the game, I would be like, okay, some of these niggas got to go. Okay. So we got to clean up the gym. Okay.
Danielle, I feel like, I don't know about raising Dan. Wait, Cheyenne, before I say what I gotta say, Cheyenne, how are you feeling with Danielle?
Danielle. She called out her alliance to Rob again, which I'm kind of like, chill. But otherwise, nothing comes to mind with Danielle.
Exactly. That's where I was at.
So yeah, she has a couple of corners.
Yeah, but people want to work with her. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm seeing.
That's what I'm like. She has a couple of corners she can snuggle with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Snuggle. I don't know. I don't really see. Who is really looking out for Danielle right now in terms of like allies?
It seems like Rob,
Blake, Damien.
Exactly, Blake, Damien, and Lance. Like I think she has a solid structure that I don't see any of those people throwing her in.
Okay.
Don't forget episode 1, her and Rodney connected.
Okay.
Police. About that. I don't remember what.
I forgot
about Rodney. All right, but all right, so we're going to just leave her. I'm down to leave her there because I do think
at least in front of Chelsea, if we're going to do
more now.
She's doing better than Jaylene.
I think so.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm outnumbered here. I was going to say right here, but I'm outnumbered, so I'll leave her there. All right. Let's get to is Jaylene locked right here for y'all?
I think she's a good spot right now.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, we already talked about it a little bit. Let's talk about Lance, who is saying in the chat. Let me see. There's so much y'all didn't see, but your opinion should be. Listen, I'm sure there's a bunch that we didn't see. We got to base it off of what we did see, though. You know what I'm saying? With the show, you know what I'm saying? When we get that interview, and you can give us all the juicy tea. All right, Vivette. All right. How do y'all feel about Lance? Gonzo, so you say you want Lance at the top. Why?
Yes, because he just usurped power from Ethan. Ethan don't even know. Like he pulled the rug under him. Imagine he was like doing a little table trick, and Ethan and them was the dishes, and they needed that cloth for warmth. He snatched that table off and they didn't even notice. You feel me? They just sitting there. So I feel like if we being real here, I'm not saying Lance is untouchable, but at this point, they don't know that he was fully a part of that. So if you have a leg up on your ops, I always got to put you in front of there. I don't think y'all gonna want to put him in A, but I think he at least need to be in front of Ethan.
Cheyenne.
For what he did was very fun. I do not think that to date. Now that he's watching us, I'm like, oh, how do I say this?
Basically, just say it. Just say it.
I know I'm going to do it, but I think the way that going after Tyler in the house, you saw Zach and Rodney, they immediately went to comfort her. We already know in the look forward, so he's going to go after Rob. I just do not see longevity with someone who's such a shaker in a very molded house.
Interesting. This is where I'm at. So I'm with Gonjo.
Sorry,
giving
to be clear, I would leave him where he is.
Oh, thank you. Okay, got it. No, I'm with Gonjo where I do feel like he should get a boost. I will say, as far as we've seen, of course, Ethan. The difference between Ethan and Lance, right? From what we're being presented, Ethan has, I guess, a little bit more of like a solidified structure where Lance is kind of like, I feel like he has like a lot of allies, but it's almost like, what's the
Does
word I'm
he?
looking for? Not,
I have a
Because
I do
question.
think
the
so.
daughter.
You heard Blake. He said that I trust Lance with like
Yes, I have
everything.
a
Like I agree.
question. Do you think Lance expected to be a part of that Tyler group, and when he wasn't, that's
Mm-mm.
why he went against her?
As he should. No, I listen. I know. Hopefully, this
Because,
isn't
like,
being
think
like
about it. The first
misconstrued.
mission, he brought it up and he said, "Damn, like I helped you get through this, and
Listen,
not you leaving me behind." And I feel
I
like he probably felt left behind. I ain't gonna hold you up. He probably
as
said,
he
"Okay,
should. Listen, I don't think I don't notice. I haven't said anything. I haven't even got to like the nonsense. I think that whole Tyler cult thing that was going on was terrible gameplay from top to bottom. As I said earlier, from the entire Ethan conglomerate. Like I don't think anybody on that side is playing well at all. I just think that at this early in the game, it's almost like it's like very threatening and almost like intimidating to have like so much loyalty like that deep into the point where like you guys are comfortable enough to really like try to press somebody for that.
yeah."
And then it's almost like a shared like bond now that Tyler's going that like we need to do this for Tyler. Like I really feel like these people are about to be that type of like group, like in my big brother language, like a level 6 or like a grateful or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but in
saying?
that same
So
sense, they would have been doomed either way, because
for sure.
if they're this loyal with her being gone, imagine her still being here. Like that's
Listen,
why they're this loyal, because
I
they wanted to
agree.
be.
I agree. And for me, I'm very consistent over these podcasts. I'm very like much of a 2 episode type of guy where like I just need a certain amount of data, and people hate me on the Big Brother podcast for doing this too. I'm very consistent on this, right?
Mhm.
I even said this last week. Remember, I was like, I might raise Lance up to an A, and I was like, I need to wait to see what happens next week. I'm giving him a huge boost. I just don't think anybody is an A this week. That's what I'm saying. I think that this is a very fluid, chaotic house. And for me, Lance and Ethan are both like here, not because they're playing the same game. I think Lance is playing way better than Ethan. I just think Ethan has more of a structure than Lance, even though he's playing terrible. Like I
He
think
got the
Ethan
white
is
boy.
playing
He got the white boy
horrible.
etiquette. You feel
Exactly.
me?
That's all
He
it
got the
is.
white boy start.
I think Ethan's playing terrible, but he has the structure where Lance just kind of like has the image and like the allies right now, but no
Ethan
structure. As far as
can-
I'm seeing, at least.
That we're not identifying a few things. So one, Ethan's obviously is obvious about his alliance and who he trusts, and even when he was putting in Zach, he spoke to Zach, and the way he's so open is part of the reason why he would probably go farther than everyone else on the B tier.
That's a good choice. I mean, that's a good point.
What Lance is doing is manipulating people in the background, which is fine if this was like season 3, but this is season 1, and people don't like that for the most part. And the people that would respect it, like a Rob or a Rodney, are not likely to work with him.
And they're also all leaving Rodney to dry, to be honest. You feel me? Like, I think he's going to be a sacrifice soon. Like, just because he's going to be caught in a war. But I mean, I feel you.
Here's how we're going to handle this. Real quick. Cheyenne, you want to keep him here. So every vote that I say, you're going to say keep him there. I'm not even going to worry about it. Ganja, would you put over Chelsea?
Yes.
Ganja, would you put her over Jaylene?
Yes.
Would you put him over Danielle?
You can't just keep moving him. This is a consensus. So
all right, bet.
Half a step back.
Cheyenne, would you put him over Jaylene?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Cheyenne, would you put him over Danielle?
No.
I would.
I would as well.
All right, and I'm assuming Cheyenne wouldn't put him over Ethan. Ganja would. I'm here. I think this is. It does not matter. This is where I'm at. So
I do feel like Cheyenne brought a good point, and Ethan is very forthcoming with his information. Lance, however, is not, and
Ethan
that
is terrible.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But it's a bad thing to do. It's like, why are you being so upfront? But also, he wasn't. Yeah, he was upfront to the point where he made Blake a horrible deal. I'm sorry, he cannot be in front of Lance after saying that to Blake. That was crazy. Please.
I think Ethan has an idea of what his strategy is, but his what's the word? The way he's carrying out is this episode at least Not good. I can see Ethan dropping all the way to C next episode. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is just right now. But I really see him possibly dropping if he keeps his bullcrap up. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna move on because we spent a lot of time on Lance because we're Lance fans. Anyway, moving on. Out the B tier. Damien. Is Damien staying in C tier or is she rising or dropping?
She can stay there. Like I want to put her up, but like I don't think she
put her down.
I just feel like she was not proactive enough. And yes, she got roped in to the alliance with Danielle, Blake, and Lance. But Danielle has a Rob. Lance has a Blake. Damien, it does not seem like she has like an extra person. She need to scoop up Jaylene. She need to scoop up a Rodney. What's she gonna do with Rodney? I don't know. She needs to maybe try to get Dita on her. Actually, Damien needs to lock in with Dita. And then if I see her locking in with Dita while also being cool with Lance and them, I think that's going to show me that she's really there to game and she's really there to win. But until then, I'm down to keep her here.
I don't have anything. The rubbing feet thing was crazy, but like I don't think anyone is really coming after Damien. My only problem with Damien is that you need to stop telling everybody what you're afraid of. Mm-hmm. Why do you keep do you want to go in these challenges? Right. You feel me? Like that's the only problem I got with what she's doing. I naturally think she will go down. I'm gonna do it now. I think Damien is under Blake personally, and I see Blake rising up. Because I think Blake had a bigger episode. And I personally see Rob being down. So like that's just me. Like if it were up to me and like I don't have to do this right now, but it would be like this. You feel me? But I know we're on Damien right now. So
I'm gonna have a contest when we get to that point. Okay.
Cool. I'm dropping Damien lower than Blake though. That's how I'm feeling.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think naturally she's gonna rise up one level, maybe not.
Okay, we can just talk about Blake right now. We can come back to Rob if we feel like he's better than either Blake or Damien. Is that okay if we do that?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so this how I feel about the Blake situation.
Might Rob up, but okay.
That's why. Okay, bet. Are you bet? Okay, so this is how I feel about Blake's situation. Yes, he's doing more than Damien. But it seems like he inadvertently let them force him to be voluntold to go in. Like he kind of wrapped it around like he was volunteering and he was like making a big move. And you're playing the game now. And it's just like, okay, how did you just get like wrecked like that? Like if I'm not going to hold you up, if I'm going in, I'm not choosing Rob to go against me. You feel me? Like that was a crazy choice to me. And I think like maybe Roddy got bad knees, but obviously he don't. Okay, so what was he? Retired fireman, retired police officer. He's somewhat active. You choosing people who are somewhat active to make sure that Tyler goes home. Yeah, you got your way, but right now you caught all the smoke that Lance should also be getting, and Lance actually should be getting more smoke because he kind of put it in their head. Like Cheyenne said earlier, they didn't go for Blake enough. He put it in their head that they were going to go for Blake, just for Blake to take out Tyler. So I think that's crazy that Blake felt like he needed to
barely took out Tyler.
Barely at that.
Tyler.
So like I said, I do feel like him putting that rat in without the tail was kind of crazy, like that they didn't count it. I'm like, that's a little weird. But yes, he barely beat her. So that's why I'm looking at it like, yes, you did something, but you almost went home. Was the risk worth it?
I don't disagree with you, and I'm still trying to understand the correct strategy of this game because I think there's two ways to really play it this early. Is either A, get in a big group, or B, have an individualistic game. And agreed. I don't know why the hell he did what he did. But with that being said, I do think that there's going to be something in the back of these people's minds, just like with Zach almost, that like you tested this guy. He is now battle tested, and he's also prone and shown that he will do whatever he feels like doing. So it's like, yes, I agree with everything you're saying, but are they going to have like the balls to really put this guy in a position again to make a selection and basically test the powers that may be in this game? I don't know.
Yeah, what's stopping Ethan and Dita from pulling the same situation
I
and
feel like they're
making sure
full of it.
Blake goes home? Okay,
I
or
think they're
Lance.
full of it. I think they're full of it.
We'll see.
This episode showed me that they're very cocky. I don't think they have the best mind for strategy. I think they have an idea, but I don't think they really know how to execute what they're really here trying to do. Like, they have a great structure in theory, but like they don't know what they're doing.
So with saying this, how is Ethan stealing from the Lance? Because Lance
agreed. Here's what I'm saying, and I said this earlier. I agree. Ethan is playing a terrible game, but he has something to fall back on. Versus Blake, right? He has Lance to fall back on and nobody else. They both played horrible this episode.
Yeah.
But the one thing at the end of the day, going into next week, there is at least a guarantee that if someone has to make a selection, that Blake will go in at a higher rate than Ethan. Vice versa, Lance. There's a higher rate that Lance will go in versus Ethan just because of the number. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying though. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm still trying to like get a grasp on what the correct strategy is here. But
so
like I said, Ethan and Lance are like this.
I got you.
You can have them here or you can have them here. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like,
so Rob in front of Damien
actually,
and Blake in front of Rob. I mean Blake in front of Damien.
Just a quick reminder that this is also likability. We can't put Lance ahead of Ethan. Why not?
Ah! It's a white person's game. Let me stop playing. Okay, I'm down with that. Okay, I'm down wherever y'all put Blake is where y'all put Blake. I'm just gonna have to fill it out.
Shine, where you want him?
He set out with a plan and he achieved it with his mate. I'll say he's B tier.
B.
I'm not
about that yet.
I can't. You know, he can be in the top
Dita is
Dita hanging on because he has a structure.
Yeah,
okay? That's literally
it. Anyway, I wanted Dita at C.
Now that I'm looking at, I might be more prone to drop him now. I ain't gonna hold you. I might drop Dita.
I feel like if Ethan can that colorism shit, if Ethan can get all these damn passes for being terrible,
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for now.
I'm
talking next week. I'm talking.
Dita also still haven't gone in, and that's good. But if he goes in, he's probably gonna come back. So Dita is in a good spot. He's just not socially.
You're talking about colorism. There's 3 black people up there too. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying the whole fact that Ethan getting lashes but still at the top. Like, how many mistakes can he make?
I literally said he's probably dropping next week. Just like I said with Lance last week. He's probably rising. I am consistent. I've said this every week. I said Lance is probably going up next week. Where is he at? He's up. Yeah, I said Ethan's probably dropping next week.
The only reason he went up there is because he did something. And I want to make that clear. Like, if you do something in this game, as a fan, I'm going to be gravitated towards you because you're going to be giving me enjoyment. He said, "What's saying?"
That's why Blake should be up there.
Yeah, but you did the wrong shit. You risked your game. You risked your game to take out somebody that somebody else wanted out. Come on.
I'm crying. All right, let's go. I mean, do we have anything else to really say about Damien?
You talk about Zach real quick.
I'm good. I'm good on Damien.
No, we'll get to Zach in a second. Hold on, we gotta do Rob real quick, and then we'll do Zach. Is Rob there or is he rising?
He stays there because he went in again, even though he do have a situation with Danielle. Like he went in again, and I think that's interesting. He keep getting thrown in. Like,
we might care about this guy, bro. I think Rob thought he was like the main character in episode 1, and then it just came crashing.
They're gonna turn him into the main character because they keep throwing him in, bro. Like they gave him his wish. They say, "You want to be main character, bro? Here."
I'm crying. All right. Zach, let's talk about Zach. Very quiet episode from Zach this time around. I think that was the correct thing to do. I personally would raise Zach up a little bit because I feel like he could have been selected for this episode, but they didn't. I think that he was quiet this episode when he should have been, and he was. And I think that people are now threatened by Zach. Like, this is an entity in the house that I feel like people are kind of afraid to go against because he does seem fearless. But with that being said, he's still not really in like a prime position to win the game.
I put him in front of Damien.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree. But
really,
you're incorrect on one thing. The women are still plotting against him. Like
I agree, but look at the eliminated list. I'm just saying the eliminated list is not looking too good right now. That's what I'm saying. Like they can, but are they going to do anything about it?
I also have a theory, and we can talk about this theory later.
Just real quick, Zach is more likely to, I think, be able to withhold from like scary stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I would also move him up.
All right, cool. Listen, I'm outvoted here.
Fingers crossed. This is my theory now. Fingers crossed they start lessening the people that's in the challenges, so it's only like 3 people that's going against each other, and then that's when they can use the time to get some of these stronger people out, because when it's not as variable, when you don't have so many chances, you can send in an Ethan Adida and then a Rob at the same time, and one of them is going to go home. But it's just too many people. It's too many choices right now for that to happen. Okay.
Agreed.
Sorry, we can talk about Rodney.
I mean, what else is there to talk about?
Right? I have to head out.
There's nothing else to talk about. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I think he got to stay because he got thrown in again, too.
So there you go.
Yeah.
He's surviving. That's the only reason he's not enough.
Okay.
The animal handlers on Fear Factor are very lucky that we ran out of time, because several of the handlers from the show have lawsuits in Canada.
Really?
What do you mean the handlers? That's crazy.
Handlers, the snake handlers, the gecko, the lizard, the rats.
Also, that I know Peter was watching that so mad when they ran. Also, can we talk about Tyler having the snake wrapped around her arm and she was
was this the first episode that they had a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode, by the way?
I didn't even they always have a disclaimer.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize that. But
they say like these stunts are professional.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
There's a lot of animal abuse going on. Anyway, Cheyenne gotta go. Cheyenne has to go. We'll talk about the animal abuse next time. Real quick. Okay. Ethan/Lance is tied for first.
No, that's not. There's no ties. Ethan
is the top of B of the mediocre tier. And Rodney is at the bottom. Lance is convinced that me and Cheyenne hate him. We don't. I don't care. It is what it is.
We are objective.
That's what I'm saying. Silent podcast, anything but silent. Anyway, everybody who is watching this at a later date, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Whatever. Please follow us on Silent_podcast or Silent Podcast at everything. Like, comment, subscribe, listen, and all that other stuff that I usually say. Cheyenne, we got to get you out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
Yes, I'm on Instagram, Cheyenne New. I do stand-up comedy in Brooklyn, and that's where I'm heading off to.
All right, there you go. Ganjo.
Yes, you can follow me at Ganjo the Dank. Let's get it across everything. Let's go.
All right. And lastly, you can find me at 8 Ball Bangers and everything. We're here usually every Monday to talk Fear Factor. And also, we are covering the Traitors every Friday. Anyways, until next time, have a good one. Bye.